talk about the patch notes. So the patch notes, I have read just a little bit. I haven't done anything else with it. I haven't made a video or anything like that. This will probably turn into my video, so say hi to YouTube. Vanquish the Darkness and Legions of Horror. I'm not gonna read it all. I'm just gonna break down like at a high level, like TLDR style. So first things first, we're getting this awesome legendary gem, which is shaped like a sword, and it also summons a sword, 5 swords that is, for 10 seconds. That will then consume a flying sword, during which sword rain at a random target, dealing 120% base damage plus blah 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 damage. Conjuring flying sword cannot occur more often than once every 20 seconds. And then sword rain, so what happens after the swords go to attack someone, has a 40% chance to drop a massive sword, dealing additional 50% damage. So basically, guaranteed to do, as soon as you deal damage for 10 seconds, you get the swords, they follow you, you do damage again, and then they can attack things, and then they have a 40% chance when they attack things to drop a bigger sword and just do more and more sword things. Now, conveniently, they did show us what you need to fully max out the legendary gem when you get to rank 10, which I thought was pretty cool. And they did confirm we are getting the modified drop table between April 24th and the 22nd. So this was the other event that we didn't know what it was, the Legions of Horror LTE, and apparently it's nothing, to be completely honest. It's basically just going to be another play the game and you get rewarded. So there's that. Although the picture looks cool. I like it. New legendary weapons. So this is, all right, I'm glad this is early. I want to read this one part to you. I know I said I'll give you the TLDR. A new arsenal of legendary weapons have entered the fray, storing unspoken levels of power. Each contains a new, unique affix for each class to wield and vanish demons with no remorse. Okay. And has a modified attack that adds energy to each swift strike. Here are the following class-specific affixes for these legendary weapons. Now, I'm not going to go into the class specifics, but where in this paragraph does it say essence? I'll wait. It doesn't. It doesn't use the word essence anywhere in this paragraph at all. It says legendary weapons. Crickets. Exactly. So, in my opinion, this could be a hot take. I could be dead wrong. And I even went into like all of my favorite streamers that were currently live before I went live and asked them their opinion on this. And no one really thought the same way I did. So I could be out in La La Land and out in Cuckooville. And by the way, I do need to have the disclaimer here that none of this is that I'm talking about has been confirmed by Blizzard. We've asked, but I have not received an answer yet. So this is me just shooting the shit. I think that this is going to be a new legendary weapon slot that we can put a legendary gem in. Nothing on this, and I think that these are just what you will obtain for each class, because they talk about essences later on. There's no essence talk on any of these words. All of them words got the word, no word essence in them ever. And it's not till later on that we talk about legendary essences. So in my honest opinion, and I could be wrong, I think this confirms that we are getting a new legendary gem slot, because it feels very weird that this would be called out specifically and the word essence is not mentioned once. So in my honest opinion, I think this is going to be our new way of obtaining more resonance, have more gems activated. I don't know in terms of like the in-game feature where it's going to be, because we don't really have room for another weapon, and it's also weird that we're only getting one. Maybe it's more. Oh, it has to be one, because there's only one per skill, per class rather. And they're all, I don't know, it's just different. You know, it just, something about this strikes me as different. Again, I could be dead wrong, but I truly think that this, in my honest to God opinion, confirms we're getting a new gem slot. All right, so the other really cool thing is that we're getting this badass looking familiar called the Bramble Stalker. He will root people. No, they don't use the word root. I want to make sure I read it correctly. Binds them. So it binds 3 enemies and deals damage to them based on the available health they have to them. So it almost, to me, sounds like true damage in the form of Diablo Immortal. But he looks sick. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that this is the final form, because it is talk about like a small bush turning into like this massive thing. So I've saved all my contracts. I've told everyone, if you've been on my live streams every Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday starting at 9:30 Eastern time, to save everything. This is why. I will put all of my contracts on the line. I will make a video out of it too. I think that'll be a little fun. But yeah, we're going to be pulling for him because I want to see what he looks like in game. New legendary items. I'm gonna cover this later. I don't really want to cover this right now, but like I asked for this like several patches ago, or notes patch notes ago, where they actually talk about like this part, where it actually says if it's a main hand, and what's no, it was something different. They used to just put the name of it. Yeah, at one point for a while there, they were just putting the name of it. They didn't say where it was going, so I like that. They've done it now for a while. I know it's not the first time, but yeah. So I haven't read any of these yet. I'll probably do that separately, but yeah. So it's all the classes are getting new legendary essences, which is fun. That gives us something to farm. I like this on the smaller patch notes because it does allow us to have something to do regardless of what class you play. So I like that a lot. The Mad King Phantom Market. So this was the other kind of interesting thing. So it'll be from April 24th into May 22nd. Originally this said April 22nd, which is not correct. That would have been today/yesterday, but depending on the time you see this. So we are not getting that Chinese sword-based whatever skin. We are getting the Mad King Phantom Market, which let's see if I can find it on, because the Chinese already had this, the Chinese version of the game. Caps lock, Mad King Phantom Market. All right, so this right here, it's actually, I believe this is Echo Gaming. This is that skin. Is this, it won't say. Yeah, okay, Echo threw me. It's Echo. But this is the skin. So this is what, in my opinion, it's going to look like unless they changed it. But this was a secret Mad King set that was talked about literally in 2022, which is kind of crazy to think about how long it's been in the Chinese version of the game, but not ours. So it'll be interesting to see if this is truly the exact version that we get or if we get a modified version. Now, the reason that's interesting is that they're promoting a Phantom Market skin with no pictures of it. There's no pictures. I think that's the first time we've ever had a Phantom Market skin with 0 pictures. Kind of a weird idea, you know, to be like, hey, this is a skin that you get to spend money on to obtain, and we're not going to show you. I don't know. It's either a really, really good marketing idea or a really terrible one. I'm honestly not sure. All right, returning events. I'm not going to go through these one by one, but Trial of the Hordes is coming back. Fractured Plains coming back. Just to keep you guessing. Yeah, something like that. What up, Coons? Good to see you, bud. Rising Damnation, which is another one that you just get rewarded for things that you already going to be doing. Hungry Moon. Again, we're sort of on that rotation now for events. So we should basically be seeing everything on like a 1 week cycle. Yeah. So featured updates, Shadow Faction optimizations, and faction settlement experience. It's a whole lot of words for seemingly very little. Cycle of Strife score can now be earned from participating in the Shadow War, with wins granting you the most score. The maximum amount of points you can earn is 200. For Immortals, the weekly quest will be refreshed once it's been completed. Claiming rewards for the mission is no longer necessary. This is actually a nerf. For those of you that haven't been Immortal in a while, this is actually a nerf. So what you used to be able to do as an Immortal is hold on to all of the non-high grossing sigil returns, such as like you could just keep turning in your bounties and not turn in anything else. So that way you get more sigils from like your weekly quests. Well, now because everything turns in by itself, it means you can't do that. So they didn't call it out, but it's actually a nerf if you were min-maxing your sigils. I think I covered this either in a live stream or a video at one point. I definitely covered it in a video because I remember I did the bounties and I reset the bounties and I did it again. But so it's actually a bit of a nerf. I'm not upset about it. You know, if anything, it's probably working the way it was intended, and it was a dare I say, a minor exploit for doing it that way. But hold on, oh, here I am changing the wrong thing. I'm like, why is it so loud? Well, damn. All right, cool. Whew. What up, Coons? All right, so there's that one. So again, this is more of a nerf than anything going on. Greed Gaming, don't you look at BK? Don't you do it? Is that what you ran? No, I'm gonna stay on Necro, man, for a minute. I'm actually really liking the Necro. So Battlegrounds matchmaking changes. We've noticed that in some matchmaking instances, the total strength gap between teams is too large. Basically, they're going to be giving us some compensation. No, don't do it. Now you're making me want to go look, bro. Greed, come on, man. Combat performance optimization. Apparently, they made it easier and more optimal for when you use skills in battle. I've never noticed this being an issue, so I thought that was a little weird. region specific game additions. This is where things get a little dicey. Even Echo on his video, I don't know if you guys have seen it, got kind of passionate about this. So basically, from time to time, it says there will be region specific events that partner with regionally relevant brands. That was an interesting choice of words, with an aim to deliver exciting experiences for our players that resonate at a cultural level. Now, basically what it's saying is that we don't know what this fairy combination or collaboration would be, so we're not getting it because it's not going to resonate with our culture. Now, some people are probably going to be very happy about this because I saw a lot of comments on my videos and others' videos and just in the forums where, well, Reddit, that talked about how not excited everyone was to get another Eastern themed skin in Diablo Immortal. Again, sort of it being like off brand and not devilish themed. So they are receiving it. They're going to receive a new skin or fairy themed version of the new familiar 5-star legendary gem and legendary affix. Now, this is the part that's a little bit different. So once the collaboration has ended in 2 weeks time, those Chinese specific items will become the same version across the world, which is what's being released in this latest update. Players on this Chinese version will be able to keep their crossover specific cosmetics from the fandom market. So basically it's saying that like the cosmetics for the familiar will change to what is now being released to everyone. It's just really weirdly said, and I just had a hard time processing that. But either way, it's like they're basically getting this collaboration, sword and fairy, whatever, and they're getting a different fandom market. So let me know what you guys think about it. Ultimately, though, I'm really excited for this minor, and I do think it's important to call out minor patch notes. I'm probably most excited, again, for the part that I could be dead wrong about, which is this part. The new legendary weapons. Again, I've said it several times. It doesn't say essence anywhere on this, so I really do think that this is us getting an additional legendary slot that we can then gem. Again, it would kind of make sense since they're already coming out with a new legendary gem to go with it, but we'll know more in literally 48 hours. You think so? Dude, I do think so. I think that's what's coming. It doesn't say essence anywhere on this. It just says legendary weapon, which leads me to believe we're getting a new weapon slot. But I could be dead wrong. Again, that's my hot take. Nothing is confirmed by Blizzard. This is just me being me and reading in between the words.